3 Sport Production. I'm your host, Suttles, and before we get started, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that sub button. Make sure you click that like button. YouTube always likes it. And be sure to leave your comments in the comment section. I want to hear what you got to think about this next subject. So without further ado, let's get it. So, preseason game number 2, the New York Giants beat the Cincinnati Bengals 25-22. Now, we're going to go over a little bit of the game, and I'm also going to voice my concerns like I did on the first one, because these concerns are really drastic, and I think that this is going to be basically just like a horoscope of looking into what is actually going to happen throughout this season, and still got some crazy news on what happened in the game as well. But let's get started. The New York Giants won 25-22. It is preseason. The first team got to play a good amount of reps. Daniel Jones, he went 14 for 16. He threw one interception, was not his fault, and went straight through Bellinger's hands. The rookie tight end went straight through his hands, got picked off, but Daniel Jones did look pretty good. He looked very well. He looked like he knew where he was going with the ball. He had time in the pocket. The offensive line actually gave him a good pocket and good enough time to get these throws off. He understood where the blitz was coming from. These are good signs for Daniel Jones moving into the season. Now, I still think this is just a very vanilla type preseason, so they're not going to throw any complexity or anything of that nature, any type of stunts and rushes for the offensive line. But as for last night, they looked good, the offensive line. It was a couple times Evan Neal got beat, but again, he's a rookie. These are the things that I was talking about when he first came out, but he's going to improve. We don't have to worry about that. Now, the interesting thing of what I am very concerned about on the offensive end is still Kenny Golladay. He is an absolute no-show. I didn't even know that he was in the game until I legitimately seen in the huddle, and I seen that number 19, and it was Golladay. And it's very, very interesting because Kenny Golladay looks checked out. To me, he looks extremely checked out. He looks like he doesn't want to be with this team anymore, and yada, yada, yada. But we have other big targets, as in Colin Johnson, Davis Stills, and Daniel Jones was hitting these guys pretty damn well. I mean, he had a really good connection with these big targets, but yet nothing with Kenny Golladay. That is very concerning to me. That is just absolutely concerning to me. Was that $75 million a waste? Now, for me, I already think that it was a waste because you get overpaid in free agency, and I didn't think Kenny Golladay was at that level that he should have gotten that money, but I knew that he can legitimately be a number 1 wide receiver, but he's not into this, and he's not that guy. He's not that talented guy where he can just turn it on at a blink of an eye. It's going to take time, but he looks like he doesn't have no connection with DJ. He looks like that he doesn't want to be on this team. He looks completely out of it, and that's going to be a number 1 concern for me moving forward. But overall, he had good connections. It was really Davis Webb's night. He came in and he looked phenomenal, throwing 2 touchdowns, over 200 yards. But then again, this is just preseason. Now, going on the defensive end, the defense looked pretty solid. Still, the concerning issue are those corners. They don't look like they're ready for the top guys to be routing them up, because that's what's going to happen. We've seen that Wink Martindale blitzes. He blitzes a lot, and it's a lot of man coverage, and our secondary couldn't really hold up. I've seen sometimes where the wide receiver really did route up the cornerback, but the pass was overthrown or the pass looked bad. If that was Joe Burrow, he would have picked you apart. Now, like I said, this is just preseason. This is kind of nitpicking, but this is what's going to end up happening game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4. The first month of the season, this is kind of going to be the team that we're going to see. These problems is going to be what is going to move forward with it. And in other news, Kayvon Thibodeau did get injured. His knee when it was a defensive play and he ended up getting rolled up. It was his knee. He got ruled out for the rest of the game. Now, I don't think that is that serious. They haven't really come out with any kinds of news or anything. I don't think it's that severe. I just think that they just wanted to take him out because the first team was about to be done anyway. But that's pretty concerning, but I don't think it's too big of an issue. But I do like with this defense is that they put pressure on the quarterback. They put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and it's just not putting pressure on the quarterback, but it's also forcing the offensive line to be good. They forced one guy to have at least like 3 or 4 holds. Azeez Ojulari, Kayvon Thibodeau, they all forced this guy holding every time he looked around, and it's because they're about to get to the quarterback. So I do like that concept and that scheme moving on into the season. Now, our next preseason game will be up against the Jets, which I am actually really excited to see because that is always a yearly thing to basically beat up on the little brother of New York. But I want to hear your comments. I want to hear what you think of the preseason game. And P.S. going forward, I will be doing a live show September 4th. It will be a kickoff show. It will be a preview of the entire season. I'm going to have somebody from the 914 crew on with me and also one of the fans that I had since y'all give so much good feedback on when that Eagles guy came on. We're going to put him back on. So it's going to be my man D-Lo and it's going to be West D. They're going to be with me September 4th. Set your schedules. I will be having that up in the channel somewhere just to let you know that the upcoming schedule will be. And we're going to get this season kicked off right. But until next time, I'm out.